Live from the Rant Radio Network, you're listening to Real Estate Rant with your host, Alex Alanis,
and your co-host, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez.
No problems, just solutions for real estate needs, hot topics, and controversial chat. And we're on.
Good morning, Alex.
Good morning, sir. How are you, sir?
Good.
Welcome to Real Estate Rant here at the Towers of Rant Radio Network. And we got a good show in store for you today. What do we do here anyway, Alonso?
We rant about whatever comes on our mind.
Whatever is on our mind.
Huh?
We actually rant about real estate. I like to think anyway. I'm your host, Mr. Alex Alanis, and to my left here, my broker and good friend, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez.
You're getting better at it, Alex.
Am I getting better?
You're getting better.
You know, Giselle, I got some really good flack about that. One of the first shows that we did, he must have lectured me outside for about half an hour about rolling the R's on the Rodriguez. And
Rodriguez.
You know, I have to drink a little bit of water when I say that, you know. In-house today, we have Miss Giselle Mata. Welcome, Giselle.
Good morning. Thank you.
And Giselle will be sharing with us today about being an energy broker and also deregulation of energy.
That's correct.
And that will be coming up on some of the other segments of the show. What's in the news today? I believe Section 8, the state legislature, I think it was the state Supreme Court was ruling today about raising property taxes. So we're all a little poorer today. Have you heard about that, Alonso?
No, I haven't. If it comes to pain, I don't want to hear. I cover my ears, Alex. I pretend not to. To know.
Are you a property owner?
Yes, I am.
You are,
unfortunately.
So guess what? You're going to get a new tax bill. That's what it looks like, anyway. I don't know if it'll pass. Have you heard anything about that, Giselle?
I have not.
You haven't. Okay. Thanks for being so informative today.
Well, if you ask me about energy, I'll be glad to answer those questions.
Oh, okay, we'll do those. Okay. Anyway, let's throw up our design deal for today. Last week we had the Bay and Gable, which was up in Toronto. This week we have a new design. You know what's funny about these homes? You see them everywhere, and this is the reason why I picked this one in Bangladesh, because you know it's out of the country, but it looks like it could be in South Central Los Angeles, or it looks like it could be in Alhambra. This one here is in Hillsborough, Nashville, and this one here in New York. And we see these types of properties or types of designs here in Los Angeles. There's thousands of them in the Bay Area, even further south, even in Orange County. If you call in, we have a gift card for you. And if you happen to guess the design that's up on the screen there, if you happen to be watching, we have a $25 gift card from Stevens Steakhouse, located in the City of Commerce. It's compliments of Carlos Cruz and the Bell Gardens Chamber of Commerce. Or you can choose between that and professional teeth whitening from Garden Dental at 7218 Garfield Avenue, also in the City of Bell Gardens. Both compliments of Carlos Cruz. So this morning, Mr. Alonso, what do we have for what kind of emails did we get this week?
Well, we got a question and answers for this week. One of them came in from Jordan from Rancho Cucamonga, and his question was he wanted to know what a land contract was.
Oh,
so is that something we could elaborate on? And
was there? Is it just that question? He just wanted to know what a land contract was.
Well, it was that, and then what are the dangers involved also with for the consumer who is on a land contract?
Well, sometimes I see some of those as being a scheme. A land contract typically is seller financed. The seller is selling a piece of property, and the property is being financed by the seller. In other words, there's no bank involved. Usually there's some cash involved coming in from the buyer, sometimes not. Sometimes it's zero down. The seller now puts them into what's called the land contract, or another word for it would be installment note, where they promise to pay a certain amount of installments over a period of time. Typically, it's 30 years. You know, it could be 10, 15, whatever the terms and conditions are negotiated between the parties, right? So once that transaction takes place, it allows that particular seller to be just like the bank. They can foreclose on that person if they fail to make the payments. They can impose late payments just like a bank does, all that good stuff. So land contract, the reason why I say it's somewhat of a scheme is because typically the type of people that are being marketed to are those that have less than average credit. So it's expected for them to fall behind on their payments.
They originally can qualify for that kind of loan. That's why they get into a land contract. Another thing, Alex, is I'm not sure that does the house have to be paid off, or can they do a still land contract with them still owing some money on their note, on their mortgage for the seller?
I would think that they would be unable to foreclose on somebody if there is another lien on the property. So I to answer your question, I believe so. I believe that you have to own the property free and clear.
Because I did a little bit of research and I got a little confused because it said also that it's never recorded. So in some sense, they made it seem like they are able to put them on a land contract. But with that being said, that it's there's an acceleration clause that the bank could impose and foreclose on the property if they record it. That's why one of the reasons why is that they never record it.
Well, it's important you mentioned the acceleration clause. It's important to have all of that information in the contract. You have a subordination clause, you have an acceleration clause, you have a foreclosure clause. There's a lot of different things that same things that you would find on a lender note or lender financing. It's all the same stuff. But you mentioned about never having what did you just say right now? You mentioned never having something on God, it slipped my mind, but no, that it's never recorded. That's what you said.
Yes, okay. It's never recorded.
It is recorded
until
it is recorded. This is a recorded document because actually what they're doing is they're selling the property to the homeowner or to the buyer of the note. They're selling it to them. So in essence, the seller becomes the bank. They're taking the position of the lender. So it is really their home, just like if you were to buy the house outright. It's the same concept, and it is recorded. It is a recorded document. It does come out of the seller's name. The seller just becomes a lien holder in terms of the trust deed. So maybe some of the research you did on the internet, maybe they're covering something else that was there. I'm not sure. What it was you read.
It could be. I just kind of wanted to get some clarity in myself on that question because I was kind of confused. Wait a minute. Does it have to be paid off, or can it not be paid off and then still do one of those land contracts?
I would think so. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know what else is in the news today, Mr. Alonso. Did we get any other questions? Was there any other emails that came over?
Well, there's a couple other questions. I got a whole stack of questions that we've got from other listeners.
Well, real quick, if you want to give us a call, if you happen to be watching the show, it's up on the screen. You can give us a call at 855-693-4897, or you can email us at realestaterantradio@gmail.com. Now, we won't get your email during the show, but if you happen to give us an email, we'll announce it on the following show. As you can see what we're doing here now. We do get a lot of emails and questions about things, and we like to cover them whenever possible on the show. So, was there another one?
We can do another one. It says this one comes from Jesse from Norwalk, and it says, "What is a lease option?"
What is a lease option? Well, I think what they're saying there is it's a lease option to buy. In other words, you're leasing the property, and the option is at the end of the lease that you're given the option or first right of refusal is what they call it, to buy the home. And typically, not always, but typically the landlord will give back a little bit of monies that are paid on the rent towards the purchase of the home. That's not always the case. It's all part of negotiations, but typically that's what lease option means is, I call it lease option to rent. Or I'm sorry, lease option to buy.
Lease option to buy. And again, that comes together for consumers that can't qualify for traditional home loan, which they get into these creative financing situations, which that's what they end up being, the land contracts and the lease options. And
it goes back to what we were talking about before. Yeah. To me, it's kind of like a scheme. The landlords or the sellers of these properties, they're preying on people that really can't afford property, and when it comes time for them to actually buy that property, sometimes, they're taking a little bit of extra money for rent that's supposed to be
For the
put
down
towards
payment.
for the down payment, but then they find out they don't qualify. So then what happens to that money? Usually they keep it. They keep it. So that's why I say it's kind of a scheme.
So not only that, they're playing bank now because now they're in the position where they're making that interest rate, and and still gonna for the first few years they're collecting all that interest rate, and really like you said, are they gonna really be able to buy in the first place? If they were not able to finance a home traditionally, they're probably not gonna be able to do it in the future anyway. So it's all advantage for the landlord.
Yeah. So if you're interested in a lease option to buy, you have to be very diligent about getting your credit up to speed, saving money, being ready to buy that property when that option comes to its, I don't know, what would you call it, expiration, or to its maturity. Because at that point, you want to be ready to buy, and don't let that landlord or seller put you in a position of taking your money. You don't want to be put in that position.
So just be careful when you get into those situations. I mean, just know the stipulations on it, and there is a money risk involved, and just.
Well, it's funny that both of the questions that came over today were kind of related to the same thing. This is really out there right now. There's a lot of advertising that's going on right now for lease option and what have you, because you have these investors that are coming in and they're buying up these properties, and they do in the investment world what we call buy and hold, and then they're preying on the people that really can't afford it. Oh, look we can get into this house and then we can buy it a couple years from now. It's a false dream. It's a pipe dream, because at the end of the maturity of the lease, then they find out they can't buy the property anymore, so they get kind of bummed out. So we coming up on 30 seconds here. Just a quick mention about the Rant Radio Network giving us the opportunity here to rant about real estate here at the towers of the Rant Radio Network.
Talking about the towers, we were just up there. What was it, Monday? With
you know what?
Where were we at? One of those buildings
We
up there?
we were at the top of one of these with Core Design and Steve
Shout out
Reynoso.
goes out to Steve Reynoso.
Yeah,
Thanks again for inviting us there, Steve.
So we're coming up on a break. Don't touch that mouse.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with some more Real Estate Rant.
TheTicketSurgeon.com. Reach us at 855-WIN-4-199.
Did you get caught speeding, texting while driving, or doing anything else you weren't supposed to do?
Give us a call. Don't miss work. Don't lose out on the money. Don't get any more points. What about your insurance? Let us fight for you. TheTicketSurgeon.com at 855-WIN-4-199.
Are you watching the game at home? Why? Come watch it at Mambo Grill, the hottest spot in Downey. You'll have good food, drinks, and a great time at a low price. We have the coldest beer in our sports bar, where you can enjoy the game on any of our huge flat screen TVs. And when your home team wins, you get 25% off anything in Mambo Grill. We're on Downey Avenue, 1 block north of Firestone, or visit us on the web. Mambo Grill, love at first bite.
What up, foodie freaks? It's Chef Bev Lazo with the Culinary Trend Show. Join me and my brigade every Thursday night from 8 to 9 p.m. where we will be cooking up some crazy stuff that will give you the appetite for discussion. It's all about the good food, good friends, and good times. Only here on RantRadioNetwork.com.
We are the Three Guys Rant.
With Arvin, Mike, and Phil.
Coming to you on the Rant Radio Network every Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can call us at 855-69 The 3 Guys.
It's not the three guys. This is why you should turn in, because one has Tourette's. The other one's illiterate.
You really should listen in. You never know what's going to happen.
855-69 guys. G-U-Y-S and the number 3, not the.
Faces for radio, voices for the deaf.
Look forward to talking to you.
Hey, I'm audio candy. I don't know about you guys.
Hi, I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez.
And I'm Kelly V. Dolan.
And we are excited to announce our show Live with Aaron and Kelly is on Rant Radio Network. What do we talk about on our show, Kelly?
We talk about everything from entertainment to business and tech, and we have a few laughs in between.
That's right. Go check us out on RantRadioNetwork.com. That's RantRadioNetwork.com.
Check it out.
Live from the Rant Radio Network.
You're listening to Real Estate Rant with your host, Alex Alanis.
And your co-host, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez.
No problems, just solutions for real estate needs, hot topics, and controversial chat.
What's that?
Are we back on? Sorry about that. We were just ranting here on the break. Welcome back to Real Estate Rant Radio here at the towers of the Rant Radio Network. And here in house we have Miss Giselle Mata, or I'm sorry, Mrs. Giselle Mata. I apologize.
And Mr. Great.
Apologize to your husband for me.
And Mr. Great Chard. Is that correct, Greg?
Are we
Yes,
saying
Chard?
that right?
It's Greg Chard, and I just got married like 2 weeks ago, but I don't change to Mr. or anything, do I?
No, you don't change it. Not even on your ID.
Sweet.
Hey,
So
hey,
you
Greg,
actually
just got
said
married.
yes, huh?
What's that?
You actually said yes,
Oh,
huh?
heck yeah. She was 13 younger than me. I was absolutely
okay.
saying yes.
Yeah, that explains that.
I was rushing the process. I was like,
Beautiful
you-
wedding,
Hey, well-
gorgeous couple.
Congratulations. You didn't mention that during the break or before the show.
because we were here to talk business, not pleasure. So, no, but yeah, I'm sorry I didn't mention that.
Well,
but,
you got to understand, marriage to us is business because we're looking at it. Wow,
that is business, Greg.
Who's going to need a house?
Who's your agent? You know, we're gonna.
Ray Lord.
Yeah, right on.
Will Banker.
Now, during the break, we were talking about what you guys do. We had mentioned just because the conversations that we've had that you're energy brokers, but you were mentioning that it's different than that.
No, you hit the nail on the head. We definitely broker energy. It's one component of what we do. So really, when people on the street ask me, what I do, I tell people I help people make money through. What we really do is broker franchises, and we get people up and running. A lot of people out there are hurting, as we all know. So what we do is we we feel like what you guys are doing. This is awesome. You're educating people about real estate and other topics. We feel very similar that we're just educating people on other ways to add income into their families' households through ways that they might not have realized are possible. So
you also call yourselves executive team trainer, Giselle. Is that what title does that hold?
That's just my position in the company. I love, as Greg mentioned, to really share the information as far as what's available in this current deregulated market.
Okay, so tell us about yourselves. What interested you in this kind of business? What drew you to it?
Well, when I first started looking for other options as far as income generating options, I had been in retail industry for 23 years and had a lot of success within a corporate structure. I loved what I did, but understood that I was just getting by. I was not doing anything but paying the bills month to month, week to week, which is great. You got your mortgage, you got your kids, and all of that, was something that I was really content with. But then I realized that at a certain point, I couldn't continue to do that when I was in my 50s and 60s. So I had to start thinking differently about money.
What's that, like 40 years from now, Giselle?
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Alex. So what I really was looking for was just a plan B, something that would allow me to continue working my regular job and generating my steady pay, but also to work on my retirement plan, to work on something that would allow me to be a business owner. And I had heard of different marketing, options as far as, the nutritional product and the juices and the lotions and the potions and the makeup. And none of that really interested me. And the reason why is because it was still product.
Did you say potions?
Potions, yeah.
Bulletproof pantyhose.
Bulletproof pantyhose, jungle juice.
Yeah, you pull up in the wagon train, with the.
Exactly. So you got all your marketing of different products, but it still wasn't something that really kind of grabbed me by the boo-boos. It just wasn't for me.
Did you just say that?
We are uncensored.
This is uncensored radio, but
the YouTube hits are going to skyrocket now.
Yeah, there you go.
So what I did do was I went online and I did my research, and nothing grabbed me. I went and I started mediating as licensed. I'm a licensed mediator, and was working at the courthouse. So I was just dabbling in other options. And so I went to lunch. I went and had some sushi with my husband and his best friend.
Nice.
And sat down, and his best friend, who's Rod from Steel Rod, a local band in the area, had just come from Greg Shard's house.
Did you just put a plug in for them?
A little.
I'll put a big one in later.
There you go.
So Rod sits down to have lunch and was just shaking his head and couldn't believe, concepts that had just been introduced to him. And so he was really excited and, started sharing over lunch how he had just gotten back from Greg Shard's house and had, been introduced to, a concept of getting paid when the lights go on, getting paid when using the telephone, getting paid when people use the internet or the computer. I'm like,
well, that kind of turns us over to Greg now. So, Greg, what got you interested in what it is that you do?
Well, that was a profound answer by Giselle. She's an awesome lady. I was just broke. So that was like
it was profit driven.
that was my thing. My story, real quick. Born and raised Vancouver, Canada. Lived there till 24. Moved to California almost 14 years ago. Ran restaurants and bars. Was in restaurant management, nightclub management. Got into television. I'd been on radio in Canada. I was hosting television shows here in Hollywood and traveling the world, going to Singapore and Indonesia. Life was great. I got paid to talk. It was wonderful. But like so many industries, especially in today's economy, I mean, I definitely know where the focus is on real estate. We all know that you have your peaks and your valleys, right?
So, Greg, let me ask you: you came and chased your dream at Hollywood, right? Like all the American dream, huh?
Well, I was living in San Diego. I mean, the quick full story: I was living in San Diego, chilling, wasn't working. I was just living on the beach. I picked up a little bartending gig. I was working like twice a week. And basically, my friend at the time was on television, on late night television, been very successful. And his casting director of his show was at his house watching home videos one night. And I was all over his home videos because we grew up together. And she's like, that guy could be a television host. And he said, I think he already was a television host in Canada. Long story short, the phone call came. It's like one of those lucky stories. Yeah. She convinces me to move up to Hollywood. Fast forward a few years, I'm hosting a music show on Fuse, and I'm traveling the world for action sports game shows. But here's where the broke part comes in.
Well, I didn't realize we had a celebrity on the show.
Alex, I think you just got your pink slip.
No, you had to bring that up, didn't
you? Yeah. So trust me, it's a tough, grueling industry, right? We all know
it
that.
Sure is.
Just like so many others. But inside of 6 months, I lost 2 television shows. I went from making TV money to
being dirt broke,
to spending TV money that I was no longer making. How I saw this business was completely by accident. We use the strongest form of marketing, relationship marketing, word of mouth referrals. It's how real estate people do very well. Trust is acquired, and then you tell your friends, listen, Alex is the man when it comes to real estate. You got to use him.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah. Well, you are, right?
Ensuring the public trust, right, Alex?
That's what we ensure the public trust. No problems, just solutions. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So get this. I'm at Lucky Strike bowling alley in Hollywood, and I meet a gentleman. There's a guy wearing a suit in the bowling alley, and I'm in board shorts, flip-flops. It's Monday, 3 p.m. I'm having a beer. That's what people that are broke people that are out of television that had to go back to the bar business are doing on Mondays.
That appear successful, right?
Right. Because we all know there's a lot of people that appear successful. So there's this guy in a suit, and those people, you just look at them and you just they got money. He had that, but I went up to him and I was like, hey man, what are you doing in a bowling alley? What's going on? And he was a GE Capital, huge mortgage banker back in 2003, 4, 5, 6. I think he was top 5 charts in terms of production. He was doing like $100 million a month. He was monopoly money, all that subprime stuff.
Book of books. Huh?
And this is the business that you're now in.
This is the gentleman that I met that led me to this business that I'm in.
All right.
He starts talking to me about what I do for work, and I'm like, well, I'm a television host. And he's like, oh, well, what shows are you currently on? Well, I'm not currently on, the total LA, story, right? and he started talking to me. He's like, listen, I've been very successful in mortgage banking, but I just saw something not too long ago that is very powerful. It's creating passive income and creating leverage in your life. And he's like, Greg, a couple simple questions. How do you make money when you're not working? I was like, huh?
I don't.
Right? Exactly. That's exactly what I said.
Well, who's your agent, Greg?
Not very good, obviously. And he said, listen, how long have you had a cell phone? And I said, since I was, I was 35 at the time, since I was 18, I'm like 17 years. And he goes, how many months out of those last 17 years did you not pay your cell phone bill?
Ooh.
And I said, not one. I didn't miss one. This thing, I love this thing. And he was like, great. How much money have you made off of that?
I think I owe AT&T some money still.
Yeah, probably, right? So it was just a simple conversation at a bowling alley that just started making me start thinking about like how I'd been making money. And since then, it's been an education. So I was into this business by a mortgage banker that didn't know me, just on the street. And since then, it's just been over 3 years now. I've been with my company. It's my own company, Boom International Marketing Group, and now I basically help people have those kind of conversations when I'm out in public. There's been a few good stories where I talk to people and I just ask them like, what's going on out there? And a lot of people are hurting in the economy right now.
Right on.
So,
well, we're coming up on a break. We have about a minute and a half left, so we'll get into a little more about what your business is. I just wanted to mention again, you are listening to Real Estate Rant Radio here at the towers of the Rant Radio Network. You can give us a call at 855-693-4897, or you can email us at realestaterantradio@gmail.com. We have Greg Shard, did I say that right? And Mrs. Giselle Mata here with us today. I just wanted to throw up the design deal again real quick, Ellen, if you wouldn't mind. This week's design is actually all over the world, and there's thousands of these homes here in Los Angeles, in the Bay Area, also south of us here in Orange County, but they're actually all over the world. And this is the reason why I picked this particular one in Bangladesh, because if I didn't put that name up there, it looks like it could be in Alhambra somewhere. This one here, Hillsborough, Nashville. If you happen to call in, you can win a gift card from Stevens Steakhouse here located here in the City of Commerce. Compliments of Carlos Cruz and Bell Gardens Chamber of Commerce. You can also win a teeth whitening, which happens to be a $200 value, by the way, from Garden Dental here in Bell Gardens. Also compliment of Carlos Cruz and the Bell Gardens Chamber of Commerce. Here is another one. I believe that one is close by. Don't touch that mouse. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with some more Real Estate Rant.
Ticketsurgeon.com. Reach us at 855-WIN-4199.
Did you get caught speeding, texting while driving, or doing anything else you weren't supposed to do?
Give us a call. Don't miss work. Don't lose out on the money. Don't get any more points. What about your insurance? Let us fight for you. Ticketsurgeon.com at 855-WIN-4199.
Looking for a delicious, fresh family meal that's ready when you are and easy on your budget? Welcome to Piara Pizza. We make our pizzas with handmade dough, 100% real cheese, and tomato sauce blended with our own spices. Nothing is ever frozen. We always have large pepperoni and cheese pizzas fresh and waiting for you for only $5. Or choose one of our specialty pizzas. We have veggie, meat lovers, supreme, and Hawaiian. Add an order of our amazing hot wings, cheesy bread, or breadsticks. Our locations are ultra modern, ultra clean, and open 7 days a week. Visit any one of our locations today, or check us out on the web at www.piarapizza.com. Piara Pizza. Fresh, hot, and ready for you when you come in. Stop in for your Piara Pizza today.
The experts know that for pastry, Baker's Bodega has it all. Exclusive brands like Westco Bank Mart, Satin Ice, and Pastry Pride. One-on-one day seminars for cake decorating and gelatin art. So for our service, wide range of ingredients and supplies, and for the low prices, Baker's Bodega has it all. But you don't need to be an expert. Baker's Bodega, 7869 Paramount Boulevard in Pico Rivera. Come, we're waiting for you.
We are the Three Guys Rant with Arvin, Mike, and Phil.
Coming to you on the Rant Radio Network every Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can call us at 855-69-THE3 GUYS.
It's not the Three Guys. This is why you should turn in, because one has Tourette's, The other one's illiterate.
You really should listen in. You never know what's going to happen.
855-693-GUYS, G-U-Y-S, and the number 3, not the.
Faces for radio, voices for the deaf.
Look forward to talking to you.
Hey, I'm audio candy. I don't know about you guys.
Welcome to the Monster Marketing Group, your one-stop shop for all your marketing needs. Anything you need to make that marketing and advertising campaign stand out, we're your people. Concepts, design, production, social media, anything that you can dream up, we're going to make happen for you. And we can do it in a very quick turnaround. Please give us a call at 888-49-MONSTER.
Live from the Rant Radio Network,
You're listening to Real Estate Rant with your host, Alex Alanis.
and your co-host, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez.
No problems, just solutions for real estate needs, hot topics, and controversial chat.
Welcome back. Well, earlier we were talking with Greg, and he was sharing his story with us, and he left off, I believe he was telling us how he got into the business. And you want to continue with your story, Greg?
Yeah, for sure. I basically, again, you met the gentleman that was, obviously done very well for himself, and he basically took me under his wing, and he offered to mentor me. And it's funny. I'll just share a couple things that he shared with me. He said, you get out of college these days, you're 23, 24 years of age, and you're just supposed to know what to do. And he said, you look at the professional athletes, you look at Olympic athletes, and it's like, what do they all have? He's like, how many coaches does Kobe Bryant have? And I'm like, multiple. And he's like, so how funny is it that we think that at 24, 25, 29, 30, that we can get through business and create a sustainable income for our families, and yet no one's coaching us on how to do it. We just think that we can figure it out. And I never thought about it like that, because I don't know about you guys, but I played sports all growing up, and it's like I always had coaches. So now I'm out in the real world. I'm trying to make things happen, and I'm trying to make it happen on my own. And I thought that was crazy.
It's not happening, huh?
It wasn't. It was. I mean, you have a little bit of success, but sustainable success. It was.
Well, who can
tough.
afford that? I can't afford to have 10 coaches for real estate. I mean, I actually am a coach for real estate, and my services are free to the people that come into my office. I don't expect any money from them. You know what? Because they can't afford it.
Right.
If they could, I would charge, right?
right.
Which is what brings us into our next question: is what do you need any certification or training involved in this?
So in terms of purchasing a franchise, it would just be like buying a Subway or a Verizon store or a Starbucks. Obviously, you want to have a skill set. When we talk specifically about energy, and we're going to get into deregulation in a little bit, there is some, we have to take a test, and you have to know certain things, and it's highly regulated, obviously. So there is some of that, but what you're going to learn today is, like, I'm not an expert in energy deregulation, because it doesn't need to be. We know that if concepts are kept simple, everyone can digest it, everyone can understand it. And all I've done is I've bought a model. Like, if you were to buy a McDonald's, are you going to reinvent the Big Mac, or are you just going to do exactly what McDonald's tells you to do?
Yeah,
Exactly
Greg. But what I'm hearing though, when you say Subway or McDonald's, I mean, it takes hundreds of thousands of dollars to open up a franchise like that. I mean, that's what's crossing my mind right now. Is that what you guys charge?
No, and that's the beauty of it. So we're a network marketed company, and a lot of people, like Giselle mentioned, have heard of that. The Herbalifes and the Amways and the Mary Kays, and a lot of them product-driven companies, and fantastic. I know in this country, in North America, people have issues with network marketed companies because of
right away they assume them with pyramids,
right. And if we had
marketing schemes,
absolutely, and what do we know? Back in the 80s and stuff, there were some obviously some Ponzi schemes and some things out there,
and all those.
There was.
Oh, you missed out on that, dude. Those are the good days.
You kidding me? Bertie Madoff was my friend.
And that's part of the education process. When I saw this, I was super excited when I saw the information, and here's our, just so we can kind of put it on the table. Here's our program. We broker Fortune 500 companies. So you've heard of the number one cell phone companies out there without plugging all of them. When I say cell phone companies, you guys know what you're thinking about. You're thinking about the top 4 or 5 companies, right? And I don't know. If,
Pedro cell phone company.
yeah, right.
Pedro
Yeah,
Ramirez?
yeah. Joe's on the corner. Right?
Tencel.
So what we've done and what our company has done, our umbrella company has done, is we've created partnerships with all those companies. So we're just brokering other companies' services. That's really powerful because instead of me trying to convince you that there's this, magical lotion or potion from the rainforest that might work if you take it X amount of times, and hey, the auto ship is $150 a month. Hey, listen, here's our program. If I can save you money on your TV bill, on your internet bill, if I can just knock $10 off your cell phone bill, that, by the way, how often do you guys pay those bills?
I try not to. But
try not to.
I'll tell you what, it's like the IRS knocking at my door. Because I need that phone. It's my mobile office.
Right.
Greg, let me ask you a question. You're talking about cell phones. You're doing it through the same company? Because a lot of big thing on cell phones is, who do you have? Your service provider sucks. I don't get reception. So how does that?
And we didn't mention any of their names, by the way.
Right.
To the listeners.
How does that play into effect? Like, how is their service? Are you guys using those big companies?
Yeah. So here's my thought. I've never met a cell phone company that everyone liked. And let's just throw the names out there because I don't think we're going to get in trouble. But let's say you use AT&T.
We have a disclaimer.
Okay, great. Let's say you use AT&T.
Let's say use Verizon. I do use AT&T.
Right. Let's say you use Sprint. Let's say you use T-Mobile. Right. Never heard of any of those companies. There's not one company that everyone loves. But what we do is we broker all of their services. So it's like, have you ever here? I'll finish up our program. If we could save you money on a bill you pay every month, you're going to pay for the rest of your life, and you're addicted to. So on the front end, save you a couple bucks, but on the back end, we can show you through business ownership how to make money every time you pay those bills. That's where, are you interested in learning more? A lot of people are like, I didn't even know that was possible. That was me at the bowling alley when that guy said, how long have you had that cell phone for? When I first saw this, I was like, I don't need a lot of skill set to understand how I can make money off of these essential services. The conversation is now grown and changed into energy, and we're going to talk a little merchant services as well in a bit. But the key idea is we get paid on services that people use. I don't need to convince anyone why a cell phone's a good idea.
So let me understand. So there's 2 issues here that you're talking about. One of them is that you can save money on your bill, okay? And you mentioned $10, but I'm assuming it's probably a little more.
We never know because we don't know what you're currently paying. If you had, if she had AT&T and you had AT&T and Alfonso had AT&T, you could all be paying different prices. So we never guarantee savings.
Well, let's do an example. What did you pay on your last bill?
I've got 2 lines and I pay about $100.
How about you, Giselle?
And that's for unlimited everything.
I've got 2 lines and I pay $140.
I even have a little.
I'm sorry, that's 3 lines for $140.
3 lines.
Mm-hmm.
I even have a little valve on the back of my phone where I can get my martinis.
Then I guess I'm overpaying because I got 3 lines and I'm paying over $400 a month.
$400.
I can help you with that, Alonso.
You want to get disgusted?
Have I introduced you to Giselle yet?
So I won't mention the name of the company, but through our partnership with them, unlimited calling to 20 countries, unlimited texting to those same 20 countries. I'm like I said, I'm Canadian. Unlimited calling, texting, and data. Under $70 per month. Plus, every month I pay this bill, I make 10% of my bill back.
Okay, does it work on the iPhone though, Greg?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I don't think it has anything to do with the phone. But if I already have service, if I already have T-Mobile, that means that if I come to Giselle and I talk to her about your company, your business, that means you can save me more money. Because I was originally paying $160, and then we called in and they lowered it for some reason. I think our contract was up or something. They're not doing contracts anymore with T-Mobile. But
it's because they're losing their butts.
Well, okay, that's a whole another show, Greg. Thank you for bringing that up.
Right.
But if I come to you, that means you can lower my current bill. That even though I'm an existing customer.
Again, we don't guarantee it, but that's the whole point. We wouldn't have millions of customers and being a $500 million revenue generating company if we didn't create value for our customers. So, looking at your bill, usually we just sit down and look at it.
It's possible.
Or how about this? If you're open to going to a different company to lower the bill, like let's say we're like, listen, are you married to T-Mobile? Is your dog named T-Mobile? No. Okay. If we could take you over to Sprint and you save money, would you be okay with that? Most people don't care who provides their ABC, NBC, CBS. They just want to pay a lower bill.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we do.
This is the problem with the economy, actually, because everybody wants to pay lower.
Well, I think it's all the marketing they do on TV. You know, like, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? The Verizon, because my brother, he's like, how can I say, he's a Verizon fanatic. He definitely needs to have Verizon, or he says your service sucks. You know, or.
Well, we're getting a bit long-winded on the cell phone thing because
Right.
This is a real estate show, by the way.
Right.
If I did want to remind you, give us a call at 855-693-4897. That's 855-693-4897 because at current, it's not up on the screen. You can also email us at realestaterantradio@gmail.com. We do have a few minutes left. We do have a lot to cover. How does it relate to real estate? The reason why we guys brought you on the show, in terms of utilities. We talked about cell phones, but what about, I know there's some deregulation. Oh, give me 1 second there, Greg. We have a call. Let me see if I can figure this out here real quick. Hello, caller, are you there?
Bueno, sí.
Sí, bueno, ¿cómo estás?
Sí, buenos días.
Buenos días, ¿quién habla?
Es María González.
Maria Gonzalez. I think I might hit the SAP button here by mistake.
No, I can speak English too.
Oh, thank you so much, because we are an English-speaking show. Some of our guests are not Spanish-speaking. What can we help you with today?
I was listening to the radio, and I know what is the type of the house.
I'm sorry?
The design moment.
Oh, the design.
The design moment.
The type of the house. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's throw up the design again. Mr. Allen, we do have about a minute and a half. Okay, so are you looking on the internet right now, Maria?
Sí.
Okay, and what type of design home is that?
It's a bungalow.
A bungalow, yes it is. And we don't have our sound effects today, but you'd be hearing applause right now, so let's give her a round of applause. There we go. Okay, thank you, Mr. Engineer. I appreciate that.
Make sure you stay on the line and give your information to the technician, and he'll take down all your information. We'll send out that gift card to you.
And which gift card would you like? Are you hungry, or would you like your teeth whitened?
I'm hungry.
You're hungry. Okay, so we do have a $25 gift card from Steven's Steakhouse, located in the City of Commerce. Like Mr. Alonso said, give our technician your email address and your phone number, and we'll get that over to you as soon as possible. Okay. Just real quick about the bungalow. We do have about 30 seconds. Let's see, with varying meanings across the world, common features to many, but not all, of these definitions include being detached, low rise, or 1.5 stories. And the user term is actually from India. Bungalows from India.
These here is first founded in English from 1696. You have the wrong information?
No, I'm actually, well, you're reading the same thing I am here. It says East India Company. India from English sailors. Actually, well, I guess they did. Don't touch that mouse. We'll be right back.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with some more Real Estate Rant.
Theticketsurgeon.com. Reach us at 855-WIN-4199.
Did you get caught speeding, texting while driving, or doing anything else you weren't supposed to do?
Give us a call. Don't miss work. Don't lose out on the money. Don't get any more points. What about your insurance? Let us fight for you. Theticketsurgeon.com at 855-WIN-4199.
Welcome to the Monster Marketing Group, your one-stop shop for all your marketing needs. Anything you need to make that marketing and advertising campaign stand out, we're your people. Concept, design, production, social media, anything that you can dream up, we're going to make happen for you. And we can do it in a very quick turnaround. Please give us a call at 888-49-MONSTER.
What up, foodie freaks? It's Chef Bev Lazo with the Culinary Trend Show. Join me and my brigade every Thursday night from 8 to 9 p.m. where we will be cooking up some crazy stuff that will give you the appetite for discussion. It's all about the good food, good friends, and good times. Only here on RantRadioNetwork.com.
We are the Three Guys Rant with Arvin, Mike, and Phil.
Coming to you on the Rant Radio Network every Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can call us at 855-69-THE3 Guys.
It's not the three guys. This is why you should turn in, because one has Tourette's. The other one's illiterate.
You really should listen, then. You never know what's going to happen.
855-69-3-GUYS, G-U-Y-S, and the number 3, not the.
Faces for radio, voices for the deaf.
Look forward to talking to you.
Hey, I'm audio candy. I don't know about you guys.
Are you watching the game at home? Why? Come watch it at Mambo Grill, the hottest spot in Downey. You'll have good food, drinks, and a great time at a low price. We have the coldest beer in our sports bar, where you can enjoy the game on any of our huge flat screen TVs. And when your home team wins, you get 25% off anything in Mambo Grill. We're on Downey Avenue, 1 block north of Firestone, or visit us on the web. Mambo Grill, love at first bite.
Live from the Rant Radio Network,
You're listening to Real Estate Rant with your host, Alex Alanis.
and your co-host, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez.
No problems, just solutions for real estate needs, hot topics, and controversial chat. I always love that tune. That's Stained. Welcome back to Real Estate Rant here at the towers of the Rant Radio Network. Give us a call at 855-693-4897. Somebody just won the $25 gift card with picking the bungalow as the design deal for the day. You can give us a call and ask questions to either Greg or Giselle about. I'm getting tied up on what to call what you guys do. I keep saying energy brokers, but you mentioned it's more you are selling franchises.
Correct. I mean, 20 years ago when we got started, it was just telecom. We were brokering long distance, and we did very well, became a multi-million-dollar company. We were featured in multiple magazines across the United States. But then about 6 years ago, that changed. But through our power of helping these companies acquire customers, we started getting to television, internet. You know, we work with all the big internet providers, and now energy has been up until because energy deregulation is something that, and I'll let Giselle take the floor on this. It's just started to happen in our country. I mean, we are pioneers in this market. People don't know that there are ways that you have choices on who supplies your natural gas and your electricity in this country.
And this is why I brought you guys on the show.
What is the deregulation? Giselle, sorry for interrupting.
Yeah,
Alex. What is the deregulation for all the listeners out there that don't know? Can you explain a little bit on what that is?
Absolutely. The deregulation of energy is basically the government is stepping in. Our U.S. government has said, okay, the infrastructure is there. We all have, choice as far as natural gas and electricity to our homes. We really don't have a choice. We need this. This is an essential part of living. As the government has mandated that these current companies, whether it's Southern California Gas or Southern California Edison, whatever current provider that is offering these utility services, the government has mandated competition. So
now you mentioned, Giselle, that not all the states are currently following this mandate.
Well, it's actually rolling out. So it's evolving. Every month there's potentially new markets opening up. So currently we've got 14 states that are deregulated. California is deregulated on the gas side.
Not on the electrical part.
Not on the electrical part.
Yet.
Exactly.
When are they expected to come around?
We don't promise any dates, but because it really depends on the state and the local governments. But we'd adhere to those.
Shooting off the hip, of course.
The end of 2015 is when all 50 states should be deregulated. And this is something that you guys in real estate, a lot of big business have their hands in the back pockets of politicians. So our world headquarters is in North Carolina. Our co-founders wrote in California recently, and they go, listen, North Carolina is going to be one of the last states. So he's like, because the
existing utilities
are so embedded with the politics. I mean, we're talking about a $600 billion industry that just became open for competition. These big boys that have been making a lot of money off, and by the way, you've never had a choice on what you pay.
They're
per
usually
therm
monopolies.
it is a monopoly.
Exactly.
They're monopolies.
So they're not really interested in letting go of that.
Well, you mentioned the big boys. Mr. Allen, do we have that statement from Warren Buffett? Were you able to find that? No? Okay. So I actually had a little statement there from Warren Buffett, but how does Warren Buffett fit into this?
Well, Warren Buffett, and by the way, Bill Gates as well, has gone on record as saying the deregulation of energy is going to be the largest transformation of wealth in U.S. history by far, bar none. And then Bill Gates was given an interview. And in the interview, he was asked, Mr. Gates, where can we expect the next Bill Gates to come from? And he went on record as saying the deregulation of energy is where you want to be if you want to experience that transformation of wealth. And so we're just basically following, what the wealthy are currently doing right now, which is getting in the middle of what is going to only happen one time in our lifetime. And
so
it's
literally
happening now.
that's going to create a lot of opportunity for a lot of new millionaires there, huh? With
Absolutely.
that
I want a piece of that pie.
I mean, if Alex was the only real estate professional in Southern California, how would he be doing?
No, you had to bring that up.
It'd be a monopoly.
It would be a monopoly. I mean, he could charge whatever fees he wanted. He would be crushing it, right? So now, I mean, we are pioneers. It's a tough battle. The next question could be like, well, how much money do you save us on our gas bill? I'll tell you right now, in California, it's not. Their margins are tight, but here's the thing. It's like as we grow and expand, we have more buying power. We're partnering with a big oil company that's helping us purchase our gas. We already have the largest footprint of a direct seller or a reseller of energy in the country, and it's just going to keep growing and growing and growing. And I just think on a civil level, if you've never had a choice on who supplies your natural gas, if you are now given a choice, I mean, you would be a fool not to take that choice, just to kind of put it to the people and say, listen, I'm exercising my right to choice, because up until recently, you didn't have a choice on who was supplying your natural gas.
Well, that, and you're making money on it too.
For the franchise owners, you're making money off of it.
You could possibly make money, but you're also getting a discount.
Right.
So yeah, I like that choice.
So that means,
and I want a piece of the pie too.
Right. You're a smart business owner. When I go and talk to a young 21-year-old kid, and he sees the structure of our business, he goes,
23. Take it easy.
You're 23, but if I'm talking to a 21-year-old, he goes, oh well, this looks like one of those things, and I go, you mean like the church hierarchy, and you mean like the school system, and Ford and General Motors, and
we were talking about that.
I was actually sharing earlier with Giselle that all businesses are pyramids. You got the people on the top, you got the CEOs, the VPs. You got your executive directors, and it goes all the way to the regular worker, So it's pretty much all businesses are pyramid structures.
It's a big chess game, man.
Right. And Alfonso, let me ask you, if you were working for Toyota, let's say, and you were not the president and CEO, but you were just working in the sales department, is there a chance that you could ever make more money than the CEO?
Absolutely not.
In my business,
not without a gun.
One of the individuals,
not without me winning the lottery,
or the lottery, right? I guess
right, yeah.
That would be the legal way to do it.
You have a higher chance of becoming the next president than winning the lottery, right? But when you look at stats, but
that's the next show, Greg.
Right, I'm going to stick around to watch that. But the gentleman, so I met the gentleman at the bowling alley. A couple people on my team who got started before me because, oh hey, it's all the people that get started in the beginning. They make all the money. I make significantly more money than people that are above me in the pyramid, right? And why is that? Because we have an equal playing field. It's just, if you do this, you get paid this. If you do this, you get paid this. So it's not the people that just get in that make all the money. Unlike the Toyota CEO who will always make more money than you have an opportunity like I do to make more money than people that got in before me.
Success comes with hard work.
Absolutely.
Which is the model, right?
And
Absolutely.
following the system. Because once the system is in place, all you got to do is just follow, one, the ones that have already done it successfully, and two, what the company actually is saying, this is what works best. This is how you do it. And we're by far, again, the largest footprint in U.S. for energy. So we have 20 years of experience. We know what we're doing, and we're able to offer the products and services in a way that allows people to not only trust us, but feel comfortable with the process.
Let's put a plug up for Giselle. Alan, would you mind putting up their information? You can reach Giselle Mata at 562-715-7826, or you can email her at residualsolution4life@gmail.com, or you can call Greg at 323-459-8520.
I know you want to talk about real estate and why we're...
Well, we actually, I think we are talking about real estate. This is about the consumer. The consumer is the foundation of real estate. And, we talked about utilities. I think that we covered those issues. But you actually have other services I'm noticing here besides energy that you broker? What are some of those services?
Well, from a residential to small business, we have over 15 services just in North America here, and we're in 23 countries, and we're about to go through massive international expansion. We will be opening our first country in Latin America this year, inside of 2013. So, I mean, my business is expanded into 5 countries. I have franchise owners in France, Poland, Canada, United States, and customers in the UK and all over. And our company is partnered with the big companies in all those different countries. Companies like Bell TV and TELUS, companies you've never heard of, like in Canada. And
we're coming up on about 2.5 minutes here, Greg. I just wanted to mention that you cover video, phones, internet, home security, computer support, merchant services. I just wanted to get that out there because we're coming up on the end of the show. But in terms of those services, a business owner, if I were to buy into the franchise, I could sell those services and potentially make a residual income, as well as being able to not profit, but being able to have some savings on those services that like you said, that I pay for every month.
Right.
And somebody's putting a gun in my head because if I don't pay it, I'm not using it.
Right. And in the last, call it 30 seconds, whatever, you skipped over merchant services. Hey, listen, it's great to make a percentage of a $30 internet bill, but a game changer is merchant services. I can walk into any restaurant owner, any doctor, lawyer, and say, listen, you have fixed expenses. If I could show you how to take your fixed expenses and turn them into assets, passive income generating assets, is that something you want to hear about? Every business owner is like, yes. And then I go, listen, if I can save you money on your merchant services, every time you pay those fees, every time someone swipes a credit card, would that be something you want to hear? And the answer is obviously yes. And in addition, I can show you how you can make a commission on that. Yes. And if I can show you how you can make an overriding commission on all your buddies who also own stores, would you want to make passive income of every time someone swipes a credit card? That's a no-brainer. And what we're doing right now is we're guaranteeing savings on your merchant service account. And if we can't, we'll give you a $100 Visa gift card. I mean, that for me, any business owner that's hearing this or we come across, no one's saying no to that.
So can we get that offer here at the Rant Radio Network?
Is that like a square? Did you guys provide like a square where you can swipe?
Whether it's e-commerce, whether it's a square, whether it's attached to the phone, whether it's internet-based, whether it's the old processing thing, that's what we're doing.
So instead of paying the 10% fee you pay them, you're gonna get it back in a residual. Is that how it works?
You're still going to pay the fees. The fees are there, but now as a franchise owner, you've just taken and you've created your own company. You're partnering with your own company. So now every time when you pay those fees, you're making a money back.
Well, thanks for joining us, folks. Mr. Greg and Giselle, thank you so much for joining us here at the towers of the Rant Radio Network. I just wanted to mention that coming up after the show, we have Indie 104 Music, independent radio, and I actually love some of the music that gets played on there. I did want to mention some of the other shows that are on the Rant Radio Network. We have Three Guys Rant, Culinary Trends, Kids in Sports, The Brothers Bear, Firehouse Chefs, Keeping It Real, Sykes Accounting and Counseling, Sports Guru, The Dirty Truth, Cooper Talk, What Honesty Feels Like, DM Narc Radio, and of course, the Real Estate Rant.
And next week we'll be having Ralph Bravo. Is that correct?
With the Old Republic title,
Old
yes.
Republic title.
Join us next week to listen to Ralph and the rantings of the title world.
Thanks for tuning in to Real Estate Rant Radio.
Make sure to join us every Wednesday at 10 a.m.
on the Rant Radio Network, where we talk about solutions to your real estate problems. The views and opinions expressed by the host or any guest on this show are encouraged to be followed up by a professional tax advisor or attorney, as we are not qualified or authorized to give advice in two areas: legal matters and tax matters.